Every year, a few videos rise to the top on this channel, not because I picked them, but because you did. These are the top 10 videos with the most views on the channel for the year 2025. Now, I gotta be honest with you, some of these shocked me. I got chills from a few of these, and a few of them I never even saw it coming. Remember, this isn't my opinion. This is based purely on views, which means all of you put these 10 videos on this list. So without any further ado, let's get to the top 10 most viewed videos in 2025.
You don't really wanna be like me. I fuck the tension of being complete. You don't really wanna understand what it's like to have blood on your head.
Man, these ladies are so smart in the way they arrange their music. They gave us a really cool hook with the bass and the guitar at the beginning. Then they slide into this second really cool hook with their guitar parts. And it's a little off balance. And we've got Pow just nailing down this really cool drum part with all the toms and everything. That is great arranging. Hook us in right away.
You don't deserve the throne, the crown is mine. I really don't want to resign. You don't really wanna.
Danny's got a fantastic voice. She's really belting this out. Now I love the way they did that, where Pow's just da ba da ba ba da, and we've got the guitar, the bass and the guitar going right along with that. But then we have this hang up. We have this pause where we're just kind of floating for a little bit, and then boom, they're going to smack us again. Great arranging. Really cool build up here with the guitar and bass. Just a repetitive pattern. That pattern just continues. And it builds up dynamically. So it keeps getting louder and louder. And that's just kind of building the excitement for us when it's finally going to, they're going to drop the hammer here.
And I don't wanna destroy you. Open your eyes, 'cause
Her voice just fits so well with this grungy part.
be controlled by anything but let's see you try. I'm a machine of emotion, a perfect scene for the murder queen. You can't always kill the more.
That is a really cool part that Pow's playing on the drums there. On the toms. I mean, that just sounds so epic along with the guitar and bass and Danny's voice in this part. Almost kind of gives it like a, I don't want to say like a jungle feeling, but it's kind of along those lines. That's a great part. Those riffs in the guitar and bass are so cool. And not only are they super cool, but they're just so catchy, and it just fits with what's going on there. And they just kind of transitioned into something very unique from the key that they had. I think it almost went into like a minor sounding key, but I feel like it's not. I feel like they're just keying in on certain parts of the key they're in, which starting on that particular tone can give it a minor sound.
Give me something worth living for. I want someone make everything fun. It's not something I like to conceal. I have no mercy and I never will.
I think this section is probably one of the coolest. I really love that. With that guitar, with the effect on it. The whole build up here. That's some great writing. Like I said, you know, they have a couple parts in this song that they keep going back and forth to. And each part is unique, but man, just doing that, you know, refreshing our mind on, hey, this is what we did before. This is our new section. Really just makes this song very catchy. I love it. It's unique from what they usually do. I don't feel that it's completely anthem-like, but it has those little parts in it sprinkled throughout, which is really awesome. You know, so smart doing that. Hal's got some great work on the cymbals back there during this section too. That's a great build-up. I thought of this in the first time we listened to this too. I think it's really cool how they wrote Danny's melodic lines that she's singing right along with the guitar line. I think that makes it a little bit easier for her too, playing that riff and singing. Not that she needs anything easier. I've seen her sing and play some really difficult things together, but I just like the way that her voice sounds with her guitar. It just sounds really neat, and that part just kind of really stands out in this whole section.
Open your eyes, 'cause you can't even see the fact that I just can't be controlled by anything but let's see you try. I'm a machine, no emotion, a perfect scene of a queen. You can't always tell what's on motor, boy. It just doesn't apply to me.
I'm going to stop there. What an incredible solo Danny's got going on here. But, you know, really in the background here, I almost feel like it's Alejandra that's really making some things go here. You know, she's just got this really cool riff that's backing up Danny's solo here, and it really makes Danny's solo pop even more. Kind of an ominous beginning.
A silence so deafening as the stillness surrounds us. A rush of fear is surging through our veins. A shadow so menacing darkens our horizon. What have we done? Is this the end? When death descends.
A flute. Wow, and a cello. I am completely shocked by this whole thing so far. I never thought that I would hear a flute and a cello in this song. I love how the drummer and the violin player, the melodies that they were playing in the violin, the drummer's accenting those. He's accenting right along with the accents on the violin. That is great arranging and composing. Oh, that's a great synth sound. Little delay in there. Oh my. We just did a 180. This is epic. Man, I have to stop. I have no idea what's coming down the road here because there's still a lot of music to listen to. But wow, all the singers they got for this are incredible. And they're bringing their own little twist to the melody and everything that's going on in this. This song is just rocking so hard. The musicians are amazing. I mean, everything that we've heard here, they've had almost a symphonic part. They've had heavy metal. They've had rock. This song just has it all. Holy cow. Man, that is so tight. What a way to finish that whole riff there. Just putting some quarter note triplets in there. Da, 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 da. That is just so cool because it just gives such a unique flavor to the end of that section.
I always knew they would need me. Not man, you show faith in my plans. I'm sure the way sent to me now. I'm sure that I'm the only one who can save this.
Oh, that is so dirty. I love that. That's actually cool. I saw that come up there and they said that he's reprising the violin's part from the beginning, but now we're doing it electronically with the guitar. That's awesome. That's a great thing to do. You know, come back and revisit a melody, but change it in some way. And it doesn't matter if it's, you know, a little variation in the rhythm or the octave. They could go higher or lower, or change it and put it on a different instrument. That is actually a cool choice. Holy cow. So right in the middle of all this stuff here, this guy is almost doing like a Queen kind of thing with Bohemian Rhapsody, or an a cappella section throughout this whole thing. And he's using his voice in the melodies to create these layers of harmony. And that is wild, just doing that right in the middle of all this. That's wild, the binary code. I didn't get that at first. And that makes sense with this whole story with the computers kind of taking over. And now they're playing the binary code there. What is this? Holy cow. That is sick. That's a great line. Oh, jeez.
I must have been blind. I mean, it should have been obvious.
Dude, that is the perfect voice for this whole bluesy section. Jeez, this is crazy. So far, I would say there's been at least 4 or 5 different songs within this song. That's cool. That is really neat. This dude's voice, though, that's a bluesy voice with that whole growly stuff in there.
If we join our forces, we will make it.
Man, I love when they put that triplet patterns in there. Those triplet patterns just really stand out in this whole thing. And it just, kind of really calls attention to that section.
Yeah, twerking when I buy the things I like. Dollars dropping on my yes.
Groovy and vibey.
Sitting on the dash, she a rock star. Make your favorite singer wanna rap, baby, la la. Lisa, can you teach me Japanese? I said hi, hi. That's my life, baby. I'm a rock star.
Wow. What a voice.
Got them all going.
I like the emphasis they're putting on it with the shush, and they get that little pop in there. It almost sounds like a drip. The sounds that they make and put in here, just the arranging and composing of this. I don't know the K-pop songs they're doing, but they do, and they knew how to arrange this to where they could do all of the sounds and make this sound amazing. Mind blown, man. This is completely sick.
Yeah, got them all going.
I like the build up. That's a good build up. That sound Wings making, man, that's just sick. I'm sure you can see on my face that my mind just can't comprehend everything here. This is just so unbelievable. The idea that people just went and practiced copying these sounds, and they can make these sounds and replicate these sounds time after time after time. It's repeatable, and it is so good, and it is so accurate and right on. And then take those things and arrange those to songs and perform those songs. I mean, that's mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. So good.
Baby, you ain't know what is in my pocket.
Maniac, 나사 빠진 것처럼 미쳐 maniac, 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 maniac. Frankenstein처럼 걸어 maniac, maniac, maniac.
I can only guess the way he's doing this. He's just got those vocal flaps so relaxed, but he's squeezing it just enough that they are flapping a little bit different, and he's speaking through that, and it's causing that sound. That's how I think he's probably doing that. If you have a better idea than I do, put that down in the comment section. I'd love to read that, but that's what I think's going on there.
Maniac, Frankenstein처럼 걸어 maniac, 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 maniac. 나사 빠진 것처럼 미쳐 maniac, 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 maniac. Frankenstein.
I guess the other way that he could be doing that is breathing the air in and speaking as he's doing that, and that would take a lot of practice to do that, but it's possible. That's just crazy, though. Crazy. Feels like we're building towards something here. Great voice. I mean, listen to this section here. We have whistling, we have clapping sounds, just basic rhythmic things that they put with her fantastic melody, and this whole thing then just pops.
Maniac, Frankenstein처럼 걸어 maniac, 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 maniac. 나사 빠진 것처럼 미쳐 maniac, 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 maniac. Frankenstein.
I guess the other way that he could be doing that is breathing the air in and speaking as he's doing that, and that would take a lot of practice to do that, but it's possible. That's just crazy, though. Crazy. Feels like we're building towards something here. Great voice. I mean, listen to this section here. We have whistling, we have clapping sounds, just basic rhythmic things that they put with her fantastic melody, and this whole thing then just pops. This guy's a pretty good rapper too.
Love me like this, love me like that, love me like this, and I love you right back. Love me like this, love me like that, love me like this, love me like that, love me like this, love me like that, love me like this, and I love you right.
Back in this garage now.
Like butter, like a criminal undercover.
Okay, I know this one.
Like trouble breaking into your heart like that. Cool shade stunner, yeah, I owe it all to my mother.
Oh, that bass.
Hot like summer, yeah, I'm making you sweat like that.
Break it down. Dum, dum, dum. I love it, though I'm watching the nun.
Baby,
I love it, though I'm watching the chum.
I never realized that before. That is very, very close to Another One Bites the Dust, that bass line.
making you sweat like that.
Break it down. Dum, dum, dum. I love it, though I'm watching the nun.
Very close.
I love it, though I'm watching the chum.
This has got to be the end.
I love it, though I'm watching the nun.
That is so funky and groovy.
I love it, though I'm watching the chum.
Great build up. Oh man, that was a great fill by the drummer there. I really like the way this kind of built up. We just had that really soft, easygoing beginning there. You know, a little piano, maybe a little guitar, and the singer's voice is incredible. Holy cow. I love how they flipped that switch and they went into something a little bit more rock and a little bit harder here. I'm curious to see where this goes from here. Let's back up and listen a little bit more. If you didn't notice also, those background notes that they were doing there, that dum, da, da, they're always happening on the and, on the upbeats, which creates some interesting feel with everything else going on in this song. That's a cool section. Man, this band is really good. I didn't know what I was going to be listening to today, but I love the way they keep changing things up in the music. They're making it way more interesting than just doing the same thing over and over again. I love that. You know, we keep going back and forth between something a little bit harder and something a little bit softer and easygoing. You know, to me, sometimes the instruments and the way they're arranged and put together kind of has maybe an 80s or 90s kind of vibe or feel to this. I love that part there. That's really cool. Real nice build up. Listen to the way they constructed this part here, you know, with that dup, dup, da, 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 and everything else going on around it, and the drums, just how quick everything's being played along with that part. They just have sounds of instruments playing quickly and slowly at the same time, just the way that they're written. I love that. That's cool. I like the background singing here too. That's pretty cool. Dude, that drummer, the fills that he puts in there, that is really sick. I love that bass drop. I want to go back just real quick here and see if I can catch that bass drop again, because that was really cool. Oh, man. Man, did we just kind of transition into like a progressive rock kind of thing here? But I do know that the music is really sick. And I stopped it right here because we came back to one of my favorite sections. I really love, when that drummer's on that hi-hat and we got the cymbals going, and it's more of an open sounding section. And they have just every once in a while that bass just dropping that little easy line with a couple notes. Just that open section just sounds completely sick to me. Oh, that's sick. Well, I'm assuming whatever it was good because she's smiling. See, right there, that's electronic to me. The song's in 4/4 time. Oh, that is awesome. Oh, I love that note that she hit there. That she got way up there. And did you notice the guitar echoed that right after she did that? Oh, that's interesting. That was really interesting that we kind of just faded from all that emotional and anguish kind of anger that she's singing about here. And I don't know what the lyrics are, but you can just tell the way she's singing it. She has that. And then everything just kind of floats away and all of that's gone. And we just have that nice calming piano and all the visuals change. And now her singing has changed too. So everything's reflecting this whole change in the music. So easy to follow 4/4 time. Oh, that was kind of a surprise. That was a surprise at the end. Whenever we had that repetitive pattern on the piano and we had what felt like a little build-up, I thought we were just going to nail this big ending. And then we just had that easygoing ending. Feel it building. And then they surprised us there. Whoa. Man, what an epic voice Otto has. And I don't know if I'm saying it right. I think I'm saying Otto correctly. But what a voice. She can just tell a story. I couldn't understand her language, but she could tell a story by all the emotion and just the way that she was singing all of those lyrics. You could feel the pain. You could feel the anger. And then you could just feel it kind of just subside and just kind of flow away. The musicians in this band are incredible, man. They can just play. Any time that I hear a musician that's just playing fast and they're playing what sounds like a complicated pattern, whether it is or it isn't, It just blows my mind that they can just repeat that and just keep doing that at that speed. It almost becomes a thing where I think, they turn their mind off, and it's just, they've practiced it so many times, they can just do it. It's like closing your eyes and where everything is in your house, and you can kind of get there. I think it's that kind of thing with, that speed. I'm not somebody that enjoys playing very fast all the time. It's good every once in a while, but I like playing with more emotion and feeling. And it really impresses me when people can play like that and sound like that and just continue to do that over and over within that song. But gosh, I really enjoyed this song. The visuals were incredible in this too. There was so much to watch and see and so much to listen to. Musicians were incredible. And like I said, Otto is an amazing entertainer and musician. Man, can she sing. I love her voice, and I can't believe how young she is.
So it feels like this is in 4/4 time. Really cool electronic sounds that we had here at the beginning. And of course, all the drums, the military sounds. There's definitely some kind of attack and battle going on here. I want to go back and hear that opening again. All right, so I feel like this little theme that's going on here with that electronic sound is somebody coming to sneak up on them to kind of get them. It just feels like, we've got this bad guy and he's coming to do something. I love all the rhythmic elements going on here. Oh, I love the voices here with the ba-ba, ba-ba. Really, really cool. It just kind of adds more of that creepy eeriness to this whole thing. For impending doom. With all of this stuff going on here now in the music, we definitely have the ending part here. So we've got this battle going on. So we've reached this climax heading into this battle. It's not over, it's just starting, but we've entered that battle now, I believe. I like this drum part that's going on here. And we always come back to that strong beat. Just helps us to feel everything in here. A lot of motion going on. Great tom work. I feel like those electronic sounds that we just heard, that do-ta-dee-ta, is just to kind of make us feel a little off balance with everything else going on here. The singing is really cool too. When you have singing like this in a song like this, it amps up the whole intensity that's going on within this video and this show and the music itself. That was pretty epic. Fantastic build-up. Now, I definitely feel like this section here with the singing and all the drumming and everything kind of moving forward here, that part sounded different than the first parts that we were listening to. The first parts kind of sounded more ominous, more eerie, maybe some minor sounding stuff. So I feel like there was more bad guy stuff there. But now I feel like this is more the hero theme. You know, this is more major, more positive, and we definitely are checking out the heroes. I don't know if you noticed that, but leading up to this, we were always changing on the first beat. There was some kind of note that was being struck. And then all of a sudden, to create more intensity within the build up to the end, we started putting those notes on beats 1 and 3. So those kind of notes were coming a little bit quicker, increasing the intensity. Back to the beginning sounds. And these sounds that I think are going on here just screams bad guy to me. Just screams bad guy. And I know there's the battle in the show, and there's the bad guys that might be good guys and the good guys. People have told me in the last video that I did, I feel like this is coming back to the bad guys. You know, like even though we went through all this stuff with the good guys, the bad guys are still around. They didn't go anywhere. And I feel like when they're doing that ending that they did there, I feel like it's very disconnected. Unlike when we're hearing the hero melody just kind of connects more, and you know, it just gives that positive vibe to it. But when we're listening to this bad guy theme here at the end with those disconnected electronic sounds, to me that just kind of screams the bad guy, and there's just some bad stuff that is coming. And you didn't even know this was happening, but it's about to happen.
This is like an epic mini movie. spotted the Flames this match.
I like that sound in the distance too.
So, did you find the boat?
It's like a call to arms. Maybe that sound is more like sonar, the sound you would normally hear for sonar, since we're dealing with ships. I like the string pad, just the short sounds. Okay.
From the mist, a ship is taking form, and the silence of the seas are bound to drift into a storm. Sign of power, show of force, raise the anchor, battleships guarding its course. Ride up a nation of beasts made of steel.
Okay, that's a pretty sick section there with the guitar riff that they're playing there. Doom, da, 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 down, da, da, down. I like that. Boy, this guy's voice is awesome. I like that little bit of gruffness, that grovelness that he has in his voice. Love that. These guys are awesome. This is not what I thought I was getting with Sabaton. I've never heard them before. They are pretty awesome. I love the sound of this.
Raise the anchor, battleships guarding its course. Ride up a nation of beasts made of steel. This walking motion, king of the ocean.
That's epic. That's cool.
The waves across the seven seas. To lead the war machine, to rule the waves and lead the Kriegsmarine. The terror of the seas, the Bismarck and the Kriegsmarine.
Oh, I'm going to stop right there. Oh my gosh, this thing is so awesome. They were right whenever they said this was a little bit like a mini movie. I mean, I'm watching this thing and it feels like I'm watching a movie, and the music just really adds to the visual that we're getting here. The music is just emulating what we're seeing in the visual, you know, with the firing of the weapons and, you know, the cannons and everything, and just the hard drumming that we have going on here with the hard guitar riffs and everything. It just kind of goes together, and these guys are amazing. That drummer's keeping a really good beat, really good time. He's putting some great fills in there. These guitar lines are pretty epic too. I love them, and they keep changing up what's going on.
The terror of the seas, the Bismarck and the Kriegsmarine. 2,000 men and 50,000 tons of steel set the course for the Atlantic with the Allies on the hill. Firepower, firefight. Battle stations keep the targets ready in sight. Into formation, the hunt has begun. Death and damnation, the fleet is coming. He was made to rule the waves across the sea.
You know, I like what the drummer did there. He kind of foreshadowed that fill that he was doing coming up. He had a little guduk. It was different from everything else he was playing. And then later on, he put that fill in there.
Has begun. Death and damnation, the fleet is coming. He was made to rule the waves across the seven seas.
Oh, yes. There's that guitar riff that that they've been playing that do 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 do, just a little running pattern of notes, and then they just hang on that high note, that epic high note. And when you're doing something like that, I think it just makes this so much more epic, because of that whole thing. You've got, that run, da 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 da, but then you're hanging on that high note and you're creating some anticipation within the song for what's coming next. And then, of course, they come back to that da 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 da. So did you notice, when we came to this spot here where there's some epic battle scenes going on, the music changed. So it changed along with the visual that we had going on. That's kind of an odd feel there. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. They're almost like pausing on the downbeat, creating a little hesitation. There's a little rest on that downbeat, and then they play that run. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Instead of what we would expect right on the beat. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. That's interesting that they chose to do that. Oh, that was an epic guitar solo. I want to back up and hear a little more of that again. Just some simple things, had a nice little melodic line. And then you like to hang on certain notes. You like to bend, that note a little bit, create, just that little pitch bend, some arpeggios and stuff in there. Really cool patterns. It doesn't take super complicated technical things to really make a great guitar solo. You want a lot of feeling in there, and just adding a little bit of those technical elements along the way just creates more interest in that pattern that they're playing. Really great solo. That was awesome. What a story. Holy cow. What a bass drop he had there. I am really blown away at the sounds that he is making here. They really sound good. And then this bass drop that he did there, that is just sick. And you can see he's got so many sounds coming out at the same time. What a sick beat. When they do that really sound, it blows me away that they're not doing it like I do it, where I just kind of brought it from down here, that they're actually pulling in air and their lips are almost flapping like that, and they're doing this all at once to get that sound. That's not the way I thought they would do that. Jeez. He keeps adding in more and more sounds as he's building and layering this piece of music that he's making. And it is a piece of music. It just is so mind-blowing watching a person make all of these sounds. That's just wild. That was really sick. Do-do-do-do-do-do. And he's making all these different sounds as he's making all of those sounds. And I know what I just said there, but you know what I mean. That is wild. I'm going back. I want to hear a little more of that. The speed at which he's making all of these sounds, dude. Digga, 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 digga. I mean, it's 16th notes, it's 32nd notes. Those are quick rhythms, and especially with the tempo that he set here, it's a very quick tempo. So the speed is fast. It just blows my mind. He's able to get all of those sounds and those rhythms in and not break anything. You know, he's just got everything in time. Wow. The amount of practice that I think somebody like this has to do, not only to master the sounds, but then to do it rhythmically and melodically and musically. Whoa, that's a mind blower.
Dopamine.
Man, this is so cool. This is so cool. The 3D just filling the space kind of sound and enveloping us in that sound. The fact that he can do that, especially with that, you know, the airy kind of sound, that's a mind blower. You know, it's almost like he's like a ventriloquist and he's projecting that sound in different ways. These guys that do this, hats off to them. They're just amazing musicians, and anybody who thinks they're not musicians, man, they've totally lost it, because that is, I mean, a musician right there. He's making musical sounds. He's doing it rhythmically. There's an arrangement there. He had the beginning part. He had a middle part. He came back to that beginning part. So ABA form. Whoa, that went somewhere I wasn't expecting. I want to back up and come back into that. That was really neat. This is super catchy. This is wild. Already, I feel like we've gone through 3 different sections in this song. Oh man, this music makes you want to just dance, right? It has that vibe to it. This is super cool. This is really, really good. And definitely had some English in there. Shout it out. Ready for my show. Awesome. I don't know if this is like actually part of a show or if this is just, you know, what she does in her videos. And again, we've got a different section. She is just singing some really cool stuff, some really cool music. Man, it makes you want to dance and vibe. There's parts in there that kind of remind me of a popular meme song out there, you know, where the trombone's playing and they're kind of slamming the oven. It kind of has that kind of vibe to it. Again, we switched. This is like mind-blowing how many changes within this song we've kind of had. I feel like this thing is just constantly changing. This is just a mind blower. This is incredible stuff here. I'm blown away. That was mind-blowing. I think it was like 3 minutes long, but we just went through so many different changes in the song. It just went so fast and it was so much fun. And I was like, what is this? And I saw some other people were checking it out and I decided, you know what, let's check it out together. Maybe some of you are going to like this too. I thought her singing was incredible. I thought the music was great and it made you want to dance. And the way that they kept changing everything, I thought kept everything so interesting. The music friends, and welcome to another reaction and analysis video. Today, we're going to be listening to something totally different. This is music from an anime series called Attack on Titan. This is set in a world where humans are on the edge of extinction by these giant humanoid creatures known as Titans. This sounds pretty epic and awesome. Sawano Hiroyuki is the composer who did all of this music. I can't wait to hear this. This is going to be epic today. Oh my gosh, I love this so far. We've got those drums, that pulsating, pounding drum pattern that's playing there. And that's giving us some suspense and some drama, some force. And then we've got these voices, epic voices, just singing like hero type melodies. I love that. This is epic. This is heroic like. Okay, so I like how the voices have gone now, and we've got this little keyboard melody that's going on here. And it's almost suggesting some kind of like, almost like dream kind of state. So maybe there's some kind of flashback or there's some kind of pondering, thinking going on in the series during this section. I like how they're layering this up. That's a hero. That's a hero melody right there. That's a hero line. So they must be showing the hero or heroes in this anime as the music's playing here. And they're probably, you know, in battle or they're saving somebody. That is epic. Back to that dreamlike sound. I love how the drum pattern just continues through all of this. That's the constant in all of this, that drum pattern. That drum pattern, you know, has like a military kind of feel to it. It has, you know, that drama, that dramatic kind of element. It's just, it's there. It's that pulsating beat. Everything in this anime is, I'm guessing, just even by the picture, you know, there's battles. And it's kind of suggesting that battle's still there. Nice build up. I feel like there it is. I could feel that coming. It was an epic build up. Because that just built up to that level, you know, the dynamics went up louder. So we've got some loud going on, some forte. I feel like if there's many heroes, we're seeing many heroes now just because of the way that it built up. The music just kind of suggests that. We definitely have this hero melody, and there's definitely probably battle scenes going on during this music part. Epic, epic. It's got to be some kind of electronic instrument creating that, so probably a keyboard. Really interesting, putting that in between the singing and everything else going on. And we still have the drums kind of driving us through this song. Still military-like. Again, I'm not sure what's going on in the anime at this time, but the music is suggesting to me that there's a long trip. You know, it sounds like they're moving, they're marching, they're walking, they're hiking somewhere. That music just makes it seem like that. Wherever they are, it's very expansive. It's large. I think that is a really neat sound. That is definitely electronically created. I assumed that it was in a keyboard. It's very easy to do, to sample a sound like that and change the parameters and make it sound totally different. And then you have the wheels that you can kind of pitch it up and down. Boy, this goes so nice with the drums and everything. A little guitar added. You can feel this thing getting layered and built up, and then we have this crescendo coming. It's getting louder and louder, so they're building up to something epic that's about to drop coming up. Oh, this is beautiful. Ah, now I get what that sound is. That sound that I keep calling attention to, that has to be something related to these Titans. If the Titans have any kind of roboticness about them, and I don't know, I've never seen this anime, that could be that sound representing them. That could be what I'm hearing. That is so cool. This is so rhythmic. This song is in 4/4, standard time signature, 4 beats in a measure. I love the way her voice is blending in with the keyboards and everything. And Sawano is just so good at composing. In America, we have John Williams and some other great composers. And I get the feeling that Sawano is probably that guy over in Japan, because I've heard enough of his music, and his composing for music of this style is unbelievably good. He just has a way of incorporating some unique things and just uniqueness, just such uniqueness and powerfulness and amazing stuff that he puts in. I'm loving the stuff that he does. This is a very cool soundtrack. I can't believe what's going on with the bass drum in the drum set. It sounds like there's a double bass, but we've got something really, really going fast in between these beats that is just helping the whole entire group to keep time and just continue to build up the epicness in this soundtrack, just slowly building this up to the end of this song. You can tell it's getting louder. You can hear that double bass drum in this open section now. I like how they did that. I thought we were building up to something really super epic, and it felt like that with all the singing and all the music and the drums. And what does Sawano do? He pulls it all back, lets the drums continue on. I don't know what's going to happen, but I feel like there has to be something big and epic here at the end to finish this off. No way. No way. That's the way he ended it? I am totally shocked that that's the way Sawano chose to end this. That is awesome. That's part of the uniqueness that I was saying that I keep hearing with Sawano's music. I didn't expect that. I expected this little drum break and then hit us with that singing and the keyboards and everything into this big ending. And instead, he takes a theme that's been throughout this whole entire song, the drum, the rhythm that's going on throughout this whole entire 6 minutes of music. He decides this is how this ends. Oh my gosh, I love that. This soundtrack was totally amazing. If you hear a very good soundtrack, you have to assume that the movie or the show that it's associated with is also that epic. Because when you have something epic in music, it just kind of connects with what's epic in the show or the movie. They just kind of go hand in hand. They feed off of each other, and the whole thing just blows up and it becomes amazing. The writing that he does is just completely mind-blowing. I am mind-blown by what he writes and composes, and he finds some amazing musicians to take what he does on that paper and make it into this, which is totally epic. How amazing is that somebody can sit and write down what they want something to sound like, and then they go and they find people to make that happen, and then it happens. That just blows my mind. That is pretty awesome stuff. This was an awesome song today. I can't wait to hear more anime music. I love it.